My family missed my graduation for a ski trip, then demanded $4,800. I fought back. I'm Rob, 23, and I've always been the overlooked child in my family. Not the rebel, just invisible. I wasn't the one causing trouble, nor was I the one my parents boasted about at social gatherings. That spotlight was reserved for my older brother, Daniel, the family's golden child. Charismatic, athletic, he could forget someone's birthday and still charm them by the end of a conversation. I was the quiet one, nose in books, chasing achievements that didn't make for flashy social media posts. Graduation day was supposed to change that. I'd toiled for years, late nights, part-time jobs, scraping together tuition when scholarships fell short. I'd imagined the moment forever. Stage lights, my name echoing, my family cheering loud enough to cut through the crowd's applause. I secured them prime seats in the auditorium. But that morning, a text from Mom in our family chat shattered it all. We can't make it today. Something came up. We'll celebrate later. I stared at my phone, convinced it was a cruel prank. Scrolling up, I saw Daniel's follow-up. Off to Aspen for a last-minute ski trip. So pumped. Mom replied with skiing emojis. No apology, no mention that my college graduation, the first in our family, was hours away. They knew the date. I'd send invitations and reminders. They just picked something else that I tried to push it aside, focusing on the moment. At the ceremony, friends and classmates were surrounded by families, taking photos, clutching flowers, laughing. I smiled through congratulations, but the emptiness grew where my family should have been. When my name was called, I crossed the stage, shook hands, posed for the photo, and felt my phone buzz that IT was Dad. Come home now. No explicación. After the ceremony, I saw 37 missed calls, all repeating the same urgent message. Come home. I stood among the celebrating crowd, diploma in hand, phone in the other, sensing something bigger brewing. That day split my family's past and present, and I was about to learn how deep the divide would go. Back at my apartment, still in my cap and gown, I found 3 more missed calls from Dad and 1 from Mom. No voicemails, just the same blunt come home. I sat at my second-hand kitchen table, staring at my phone. They hadn't acknowledged my graduation. No congratulations, no photos, nothing. Now they acted like I'd missed some crisis I wasn't even aware of. An hour later, Mom texted, "Your brother needs you." Urgent. No mention of my day, just Daniel as always. Growing up, his problems were family problems. Mine were my own. If he stubbed his toe, the world stopped until he got a bandage and ice cream. If I twisted my ankle, Mom told me to shake it off. My role was to be useful, especially for Daniel. I didn't reply. I poured cereal. My fridge was nearly empty from finals crunch, and thought about how Daniel overshadowed every milestone. My high school graduation, he'd thrown a wild party the night before, stealing the family's focus. My first job, he crashed his car that day, and the group chat pivoted to insurance drama. Around 9 p.m., Dad video called. I answered reluctantly. His face was tense. "Rob, finally. We've been calling all day." "I was busy," I said flatly. "Graduating." He ignored it. "Daniel's in trouble. Come tonight." "Now." I asked what kind. He sighed, annoyed. "His credit cards are maxed. He needs your help." I stared at him. "He needs my help?" I didn't know until now. "You're good with money," Dad said, like it was obvious. "You've been working, saving." He wouldn't ask if it wasn't serious. My jaw clenched. "You skipped my graduation for a ski trip, and now you want me to bail him out." Dad brushed it off. It wasn't about skiing, but I saw the ski lodge's fancy chandelier behind him. Daniel's been stressed. This trip was for him. I hung up, staring at the wall. They didn't just miss my day. They expected me to drop everything for Daniel. Always had. Days later, Daniel called. "Hey, when are you bringing the money?" "I'm not," I said. He laughed, like I was joking. "Come on, don't be like that. You've always helped, and you've never shown up for me," I replied. "Not for graduation, nothing. Why should I help you?" He scoffed. "Holding a grudge over a ceremony? That's petty." That word stung. My boundaries were always petty to them. By week's end, aunts, uncles, even grandma texted, "Daniel's your brother. Don't let him fail over money." No one mentioned my graduation. I wasn't refusing because of the cash. I was exhausted, tired of being invisible until they needed me, tired of being Daniel's safety net. Their pressure campaign was just starting, but they'd soon give me the perfect reason to push back. It came on a quiet Thursday. My bank called about a $4,800 transfer request from my account to Daniel's. I hadn't authorized it. The IP address traced to my parents' house. They'd used my old login from high school when they insisted on monitoring my spending. I told the bank to cancel it. Then Daniel texted, "Thanks for covering, man. I'll pay you back." A winking emoji followed, like it was a game. I was livid, not just at the theft, but at their entitlement. They didn't see it as stealing. They thought my money was theirs. I called Mom. She answered brightly, "Rob, we were just talking about you. Did you try to transfer money from my account?" I asked coldly. A pause, not confusion, but calculation. "Sweetheart, we knew you'd help Daniel. He's in a bind, and we didn't want to bother you during school stuff." "You stole from me," I said. Her tone sharpened. "Don't be dramatic. It's not stealing when it's for family." That twisted idea of love had defined my role for years that I hung up, changed all my passwords, bank, email, everything. They'd crossed a line, expecting me to forgive as always. They were wrong. They'd given me a reason to stop playing their game, and I was ready to act. The next weeks were foggy. I muted my phone to avoid their guilt trips. Daniel struggling. "You're being selfish." They framed the theft as a mix-up, my refusal as a grudge. I stopped attending family dinners, ignored their calls, and left the group chat. When I peeked at it later, I saw ski trip photos, Daniel with champagne, living life captions. My graduation? Not a word. It hurt, but it clarified things. I'd never earned their pride like Daniel did. Financially, I was stretched thin post-graduation, skipping meals to save cash. The bank hole from their stunt cost me fees, but I survived. In my solitude, I started a notebook, logging every call, text, and manipulation. Patterns emerged. Years of being used became undeniable. Then things shifted. I landed a part-time research assistant job. It wasn't much, but it paid rent and valued my skills. My boss, Karen, praised my reports publicly. No, but Daniel caveats. It felt strange, empowering. Within 2 months, it became full-time. I bought better clothes, ate properly, started running with a coworker. I felt my life moving forward without my family's approval. At a networking event, I connected with professionals who cared about my work. I built contacts, attended mixers, and grew. Financially, I paid off school debt, built savings, and took side consulting gigs. By month 6, I was earning more than ever, but I kept it quiet. When Mom asked about work, I said, "Fine," revealing nothing. I knew they'd try again, likely for Daniel's benefit. I waited. The moment came 6 months post-graduation. The senior partner, Mr. Carter, called about a hotel portfolio project recommended by Karen and a coworker, Derek. It was big, high net worth clients, serious money. I dove in, working late, shaping decisions. The hotel chain's owner, Jonathan Reeves, noticed my knack for understanding people, not just numbers. He became a key connection, tied to elite business circles. Meanwhile, I learned Daniel was pitching a luxury sports club to investors and failing. No one would touch it. I knew my family would soon frame it as a family opportunity to guilt me into funding it. Sure enough, they invited me to dinner. The setup was obvious. Mom's roast chicken scented the air, but the mood was staged. Daniel pitched his sports club with slick brochures and buzzwords. Ground floor opportunity, huge returns. Mom chimed in, "We'd love you as a primary backer, Rob. It'd bring us together." I stayed calm. "How much?" $150,000 for 30%, Daniel said smoothly. I leaned forward. "Have you told investors about the rejections from First State, Harborview, and Westline?" Their numbers didn't add up. Silence. Daniel's smile faltered. Mom glanced at Dad. "People talk," I said. "I'm in those circles now." Dad tried. "This is Daniel's dream. You're doing well. Help him." I pulled out my firm's portfolio, clients, contracts, profits, and set on the table. "I'm doing well enough to know this isn't an investment. It's a bailout." I reminded them of the bank theft. "I'm not your ATM anymore." I walked out, pausing to add, Jonathan Reeves is a friend. His company owns major bars. Guess how your pitch will go when it hits his desk. 2 weeks later, a neighbor texted. Daniel was furious at the bank. Jonathan had rejected his proposal and warned other investors. Not financially solid. Daniel's reputation tanked. No one would meet him. My parents took out a home equity loan to cover his debts. Mom called, voice tight. You've ruined your brother's future. I replied, I didn't ruin anything. I stopped cleaning up his messes. She said, You've changed. Yes, I said, I have. I hung up. My consulting firm grew, and I moved to a downtown apartment with a skyline view. I'd beaten them at their own game, and the old Rob was gone for good.
Thank you for watching my story. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and press the bell icon. Stay tuned for more real-life stories, get more experiences.